playlist for now. Please give these participants a huge round of applause. Your top 10 for the science quiz are on stage live here, and we'll be playing the final quiz with them right away. Remember, round number 1 is in clockwise manner, round number 2 is in anti-clockwise manner, and there are no minus marks. Remember that. So you must attempt a question. I repeat, you must attempt a question because there are no minus marks, +5 for a right answer, no negative marks for a wrong answer. I hope you're ready, teams. Teams, are you ready? This is not a buzzer round. It'll move clockwise and they'll move anti-clockwise and then we'll move clockwise. Remember, when we have played physics, when we played chemistry, and when we played biology, at the end of it all, we will have 6 teams that will advance to the finale. If required, we'll play the tiebreaker. So without further ado, starting the quiz in 3, 2, and 1. I declare Quanta 2026 Quiz of Science now officially open. Question number 1 for Team 2B. On display, question code R1. Listen to it carefully. Watch the video and listen to the question. Name the law which is demonstrated in this clip. Physics. Name the law. Many of the children, I believe they know the response and they're already on fire. They're already raising hands from the audience. Don't worry, I have questions for you and a lot of chocolates as well. Team code 2B. Your time is running out. Clock is ticking out. Name the law which is demonstrated in the clip. You must try. Physics. Audience, give them a timer to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to give the response now. Okay, anybody from the audience? There are a number of hands. There are a number of hands. But there is a hand right up here, and I will go quickly to you to get the response.
That's law of polarization.
Polarization is a lot all in the world, but unfortunately this is not law of polarization. But still give him a chocolate for trying. It is the Malice's law. Ladies and gentlemen, question code R2 on display right now on the screens. Let's look at the question for team code 1A. This is a video being played. Approximately how much energy will be released in the process shown here? It's a standard amount of energy that is released. So you could calculate that, team code 1A, or you could remember that from physics. Approximately how much energy will be released here in this process? Your response. 1A. Remember, the clock is ticking out. Audience, shall we give them a timer? Would you like to go for this? Try. There are no negative marks. You must try. All right, audience. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. They are trying. Open your microphone.
196.
I will accept that because anything between 180 to 210 million electron volt is acceptable. So I will give it to them with a +5. 1A did go for it, and they remember the physics, I believe, really well. So a good way to open the quiz. One team has got a +5. We are moving on to team code 3C. 3C, here is your question. In which direction the gear will roll? You are being shown this video, and you have to tell us in which direction will the gear roll. Which direction? You just have to tell the direction. Would it be center, left, or right? Where would it roll? All right. We can play the video again for them, probably to analyze this again. In which direction will the gear roll? And remember, there are no negative marks, so you must give a response. Team 1A took a risk. They were not sure, but they got the right answer. You too can take a risk. Which direction? Would it be upward, downward, left, right, center? Which direction? Audience, you have, I can see so many hands, and it fills my heart with joy to see so many hands up in the audience. That means you're doing your physics really well. And I believe these, ma'am, are children from your school who are reading. They're combined from different campuses of CMS. That means you're doing physics really well, science really well at your campuses. Yes.
We think to the left.
They think to the left. Unfortunately, right would have been the right response. But there are no negative marks. There are no negative marks. Moving on to team code 3B. 3B, question code R4 on display right now. Physics. Look at the video. What is the phenomena shown in the clip? What is the phenomena? And the lady directly points to the boy like this. She's saying your question. Right. So, the phenomena shown in the clip. What is the phenomena shown in the clip? So many hands in the audience. Wonderful. Okay. Think about this. Take your time and take your space. We have full 15 seconds for you to give the response, of which approximately 8 seconds are left. Audience, 7, 6, 5, 4. Try any answer. You don't get a negative mark. Would you like to try this? Would you like to give the answer? Or we pass it to the audience? 3B, are you giving me a response? Because the time is over. I'll have to go to the audience. Audience, raise your hand. Anyone going for it? Anybody? Yes, young man. What's the answer? Go for it. Quickly, your name, your country, and your answer.
My name is Kirill. I'm from Russia, and I think it's emission.
It would have been pair production, but still we'll give you a chocolate for attempting. Give him a round of applause all the way from Russia. Question code R5, ladies and gentlemen, on display right now. R5 on your screen for team code 2F, I believe. 2F. Here's your question. Look at the video. The clip demonstrates motion of charged particle in uniform field. Which type of field is used here? Which type of field is used here? And the clip demonstrates the motion of charged particle in a uniform field. Which type of field is used here?
Magnetic field.
Is the right answer magnetic field? Magnetizes a +5 into your kitty, your account. That is indeed the right response. Moving in a clockwise manner to team code 1Q. 1Q, here's your question. Look at the clip very, very carefully. What phenomena is being shown here? Physics. What phenomena is being shown here? What phenomena is being shown here? What phenomena is being shown here? And remember, there are approximately last 10 seconds for you to respond to this.
Interference.
Interference does not interfere with your progress at all because it gives you a +5. Interference is the right answer. Team code 3F. Here's your question up on display. Please look at the question code R7. Name the effect shown in this clip. Very simple. Name the effect shown in this clip. What is this effect? I can see a lot of hands in the audience. Yes, go for it. Go for it. They are discussing amongst themselves.
A nation.
It is?
A nation.
It is unfortunately not the right answer. Audience, there were a number of hands up, and I'm coming to you. Yes. Allow me to ask others as well. Okay, your name, school, and the answer.
Vansh Sharma from LPS Sector F Jankipuram. The answer is photoelectric effect.
I would not be able to give that for that, but we'll give you a chocolate for that, for sure. It would have been called as Campton's effect or Campton's scattering. And I can see many teams on stage Oh gosh, this was the answer and we knew it all along. Let's look at the next question for team code 3E. 3E, here's your question. Here's your question and question code is R8. So your question on display, which is identify this circuit. You just have to identify this circuit, basic physics. What is this circuit? Identify the circuit. Audience, be ready. They may have the answer or you never know. Try. Remember, there are no negative marks. You must try. There are no negative marks. Remember, at the end of the 3 rounds, we'll get to know who are the top 6 teams. And from those top 6 teams, they'll play the finale for top 3 positions. Go for it. Try.
Is it a gate?
Unfortunately, it's not the gate. It's a 3-phase rectifying circuit. I have to move on to team code 2E with question code R9. R9, physics, your question on display right now. In this clip, a planet is revolving around the sun. Name the conservation law obeyed here. Name the law or conservation law obeyed here. Extremely simple. As in, what is this conservation law called? Law of conservation of what?
Angular momentum conservation.
Angular momentum is the right answer, a +5. Good job. You see, it's Quanta. The level of questions is quite nice. So it's an international platform and your work has to be top-notch because it's none other than the 26th edition. Always remember that, better than the best, always. Team code 1D. Your question, last question of physics on display. Which metal is used as a target here? Which metal is used as a target here?
Gold.
Unfortunately, that is the incorrect response. It's not gold. Audience, anyone from the audience, raise your hand. There are hands up at the end. There's a boy who's jumping. He knows the answer so well. Keep jumping because I am also on my marks, get set, go. You can see my speed. I must have hit a treadmill 7 speed at least.
Sir, it's tungsten.
Tungsten is the right response. The speed with which I came running to the end, I was so excited and you kept that excitement alight. He literally went jumping, as in jumping. Me. So very good. Tungsten, the lad knows his physics really well. Ladies and gentlemen, round number 2 would be anti-clockwise manner. Anti-clockwise manner. Remember, this is chemistry. And we are going to question code, remember, R11 for team code 1D. 1D, I hope you're ready. Let's look at the question. R11. Identify this compound. Identify this compound. No prompting. Audience, somebody blurted the answer and I have a bunch of questions. I'll have to move on to another question.
Benzene.
Benzene is the right response, a +5. Team code 1D does get a +5. Question code R12. R12, here's your question for team code 2E. 2E, identify the effect. No prompting, audience. Identify the effect.
Photoelectric.
Is the right response, a +5. Chemistry is going really well now. Now, question code R13 for team code 3E. 3E, your question. What is the geometry of this compound? What is the geometry of this compound? What is the geometry of this compound? Give it a shot. Remember, you cannot go wrong. There are no negative marks here. There's nothing to lose. Audience, I can already see some hands there. Space is no constraint. I'll come to any part of the auditorium, and there's so many hands up here. Okay, give it a shot now. The time is almost elapsed. They want it to be played again. They want the video to be played again. We're playing the video for you again. And we give you another last 5 seconds. Audience, join me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Octahedral.
Unfortunately, not the right response. And I'll take the route here because there were in a series 5 to 7 responses that were up. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you. Yes, be ready with your response.
Trigonal bipyramidal.
Is the right response. Give them a chocolate. And all of them had raised a hand each. Give each one a chocolate, please. Right. Question code R14. R14 for, I believe, team code 3F on display right now. What is the use of this apparatus? What is the use of this apparatus? Team code 3F, your display. And would you like me to repeat the question again? And I would do it happily for you. Yes, your response.
Hydrolysis.
Well, what is the use of this apparatus? And you said?
Hydrolysis.
Hydrolysis. And the answer would have been to find standard electrode potential of metals, which is not the right response. But remember, there are no minus marks, so always try. Team code 1Q, your question code R15 on display right now. Let's look at the question. Well, here's your question. Identify the type of attractions or bond showing with the green line, or rather shown with the green line. We can play the video again if they want. Team code 1Q, are you giving the response?
Hydrogen bonding.
Is the right response. Hydrogen bonding does give you the requisite +5 that you require. And team code 2F. Here's your question with the question code right now as R16 on display. Let's look at this. And I'm going to say the question. Identify the compound responsible for the pink color that will happen after this process. Identify the compound responsible for the pink color that you see there in the other flask. So you have to identify the compound responsible for the pink color. Some kids in the audience, I believe, know the answer, and I can already hear the response, but audience, I request you for no prompting. No prompting. See, it's turned pink. What is the compound responsible for this color? And you have to go for it now.
Phenolphthalein.
Phenolphthalein is the right answer. A +5 going into their kitty. Definitely the right answer. Team code 3B. 3B, your question up on display right now with question code R17, and listen to your question. What does this yellow dot that will happen in the process of the video represent? What does R17, what does the yellow dot represent? What does the yellow dot represent? There's a yellow dot. What does it represent? Chemistry, basic chemistry. One side shows increasing energy, the other side shows increasing distance between the two nuclei. What does this yellow dot represent? 3B. 3B. Attempt, because remember, there are no negative marks. You must attempt. You may try the answer. Even if you don't know, you still try the answer. There are no negative marks. Would you like to try? Yes, you are picking up the microphone. I can see the gesture happening in slow-mo. Hand going to the microphone picked. Yes?
It means the attraction between the two nucleus.
Okay, good attempt, but we'll go to the audience. Unfortunately, that's not the right response. Anybody from the audience, what does the yellow dot represent? Sir has raised the hand. And I'll go to sir. And the chocolates are ready. Let's speed up. All right. Let's try, sir.
Sir, formation of bond between two atom molecule decreasing potential energy.
The answer was as perfect as it could get. A +5 if you were on stage as the team, but for now you will have to manage with the chocolates. A perfect response. It represents the bond energy of two atoms. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to team code 3C. 3C, your question code is R18 and it's on display right now. Even as it's on display, we will read the question for you. Here's your question. How many total number of atoms are present in this one unit cell? How many total number of atoms are present in this one unit cell? Remember, it is a unit cell of a hexagonal close packaged crystal. So that's a massive hint. I cannot repeat that. It's just as close as it can get.
Our answer is 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hint was, it is a unit cell of a hexagonal close packet crystals. Hexa means 6. So 6 would have been the right response, which unfortunately is not the right response. So never mind, there are no negative marks. We will go on to team code 1A. 1A, here's your question with the code R19. Look at the clip. Identify the gas passed into the flask responsible for decolorization of the red rose. You see red rose? It's a beautiful red rose, symbolizing so many wonderful things, but it decolors here. And there is a gas which was passed on into the flask, which was responsible for its decolorization. What was this gas? Name the gas. 1A, team code. What is the name of this gas that led to the decolorization of this rose? Some of you I know are thinking that's how do they produce the yellow roses? No, yellow roses are actually yellow. Sometimes yes, chemically they process it as well. But there are hands up there. There's a kid who's again jumping with energy at the end of the auditorium, really excited to answer, and I will come there if they do not have the right response in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Chlorine.
Which one?
Chlorine.
They said chlorine. Could you say, see, it doesn't matter whether it's a right response or a wrong response. Can you say that with confidence?
Chlorine.
More confidence.
Chlorine.
More confidence.
Chlorine.
Okay, chlorine, a +5 and a high 5. That is the right response. Good job. Chlorine is the right answer. I just wanted to say you to say that with more confidence. Remember, CMS, once you've been here, you take back world peace, world unity, world harmony, and you take back a lot of confidence. So say your answers with confidence. Team code 2B. Here's your question on display, the last of chemistry. Identify the synthetic polymer used which is formed by condensation or polymerization of phenol and formaldehyde. So you have to identify the synthetic polymer that is being used here. Very simple. Very, very simple and interesting. What is the synthetic polymer used here? Chemistry, last of the round. Because after this we go on to biology and then we'll get to know who are the top 6. Or do we need to go into a tiebreaker? 2B, your response.
PVC.
Full form or whatever you would like, whatever you know.
Polyvalent
It's called Bakelite. Unfortunately, it's not the right response. But remember, there are no negative marks. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for them. All of the participants, give it up for yourselves for being this wonderful audience. Remember, we are inching very, very close to the closure of this fantastic quiz, and we are inching into biology now. Remember, this is the last of lasts. After this, we'll get to know who are the top 6, and with them, we'll play the buzzer round to get the top 3. And that'll be the closure of the quiz. We are into some very sensitive moments. Starting clockwise, biology, team code is 2B and question code is R21. R21 on display right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the question. Identify the experimental process that is depicted in this clip. What is this experimental process called which is being depicted in this clip? Audience, there are hands up. I'm just so surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there should be no prompting, no prompting, no prompting.
Sir,
Otherwise,
is it vegetative propagation?
it's called the girding or the girding experiment. That's what it's called. So unfortunately, that's not the right response. But audience, one request before I move on into the quiz, there are a number of questions for you, and I'll have to get to you by saying, how does the water fall? And you'll have to create shh. All right, so let's have the silence back in. And team code 1A, here's your question. Question code is R22 on display right now. Let's look at the question. What kind of relation do deers and crow represent in this clip? So many hands. What kind of relation do deers and crow represent in this clip? In biology, there is a standard term for this.
A symbiotic relationship?
They say a symbiotic relationship, which can also be called technically as mutualism, is the right response. Give them a +5. All right. You know, there is a thing which I think when Buddha became enlightened, ladies and gentlemen, somebody asked him, are you an independent person after enlightenment, or are you a completely dependent person? You all got to listen to this, kids. When Buddha became enlightened after years of, you know, meditation and sacrifices, somebody asked him, are you an independent being or are you a completely dependent being? And you know, he said, I'm neither. I'm translating his Pali words into English. He said, I'm an interdependent being. And that's what you saw here. And that's what the message of the founder of this very great institution always was. You know, if you understand that there is no good war and there is no bad peace, whether war in personal lives, whether war on a national level, micro or macro wars, there are no good wars and there is no bad peace, because your peace depends on another's peace and their peace depends on somebody else's peace. Remember, you are neither an independent being nor are you a dependent being. You are an interdependent being. We all depend on each other, and at CMS we always break that barrier. We don't say Jai. Jai means hail to our city or our state or our country. We say Jai Jagat, hail the world, victory to the humanity. That's what we stand for. A round of applause for CMS. We are moving into the next question for 3C. Team code 3C, here is your question, and the question code is R23. What makes snails move so easily on this sharp blade? What makes a snail move so easily on this sharp blade? See, it doesn't get cut. What makes it move so easily on this sharp blade? How many of you wish we had this property as well? How many of you wish? Raise your hand. So many of us. See, we get sometimes, if not physically injured emotionally. What if we were so resilient emotionally, personally, every which way? But for now, we'll have to do with snails. Team 3C, what is this property or this thing in biology termed as, and snails are not getting cut over the sharp blades? What makes these snails move so easily? 3C, I'm awaiting a response. Go ahead with the response. If you know, give the response. Would you like to attempt this question or pass? Attempt or pass? Pass? Would you like to attempt an answer? Would you like to give a response?
I don't know how it will be in English.
Try to explain in your own words. She says, I don't know what will be in English. Can you give a response in your language? And while one of the expert committees can open the translator and we'll translate if it fits into our language. We are the best in technology, so give your response.
This slug have liquid, and it helps him to move lighter.
So it says it has a liquid which helps it to move lighter, and you know that liquid property or that thing will be called mucilage, which is the right response. So we will give them a +5. We told you we are technologically absolutely better than the best. We are CMS. So you can go with whatever language and we'll translate it for you. 3B, team code 3B, your question up on display, and this is question code R24, and here's your question. The worm seen in this clip causes swelling in the limbs, as well as a certain kind of blindness. Identify the worm seen in the eye. Biology. Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, the worm seen, the worm that you see in this clip causes swelling in the limbs, and it also causes blindness in the eye. What is this worm? What worm in biological terms are we talking about? You can give me a common name, you can give me a term from biology, the technical or the common word, and I'll accept both. The name of this worm. Anybody? Audience? Oh, I wasn't expecting so many young hands. The entire gallery back there. Oh gosh. You all know the answer. Incredible. Yes, you can see on the big display. You see the number of hands that are up. Please pan the camera more. Yes, would you like to go for the response? The time is up. Give it an attempt because there are no negative marks. Anybody going for this? All right, so I guess I'll pass it on to the audience. Do you want to try? Do you want to try? Pass. He says pass. Let me now pass it to the audience. Okay. Well, we have a microphone. Thank goodness. Why do you make me run?
Roundworm.
Huh?
Roundworm.
Roundworm is the right answer because it is also called Loa filarial worm, and it is also called just simply the filarial worm. Well, right response, a +5 if you would have been in the quiz. For now, you do get a lot of chocolates. The next question for team code 2F. 2F, I hope you're ready. And we are on question number R25, up on screen. Let's play the video for them. It is an association of a heterotrophic organism with roots of pine, oak, willow, fir, spruce. Identify this association. Identify the type of association.
Mycorrhiza. It's a symbiotic relationship.
That's what I was looking for. Symbiotic association is the right response. And you do get a high five and a +5. Kyunki for a moment I thought they've just lived it and then they just got on track. Aur haar ke jeetne wale ko. Absolutely. Let's go to the next question. Team code 1Q. 1Q. Here's your question on screen. R26. R26 question. It is a consolidated, or rather it is considered as a link between annelids and arthroprolids or arthropods. Identify it. I would repeat the question. It is considered as a link between annelids and arthropods. Identify this organism that is shown on display in the screen. 1Q. 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 Your question. Your cue.
Tardigrade.
Unfortunately, not the right response. Audience, is somebody going for this? Anybody from the audience? Yes, there are a number of hands there. And I believe there's also a microphone there. Take the microphone there. And the response is?
Slug.
It is?
Slug.
Unfortunately, but give this young lady a chocolate. And please give her a round of applause. She's very young and she attempted it. Take guts to get up in front of so many people and give the answer. Anybody else would like to try this? There's a hand up there.
Terrestrial mollusk.
Well, or peripatus would have been the right response. It's not the right response, but we'll still give you a chocolate for attempting, and I've already given the response that it is peripatus. So we'll go to R27, question code for team code 3F. 3F, I believe you're ready. Let's look at question R27. Let's go to the next question, please. Look at the clip. What is being depicted in this clip? What is being depicted in this clip? Remember, this is the last round. We'll get the top 6 finalists here. We are coming to the conclusion, inching very, very close. What is being depicted in this clip? A very simple term. What is being depicted in this clip? You can even explain that.
Answer is
Yes.
When the pores in this tree break, they open and they emit this. We can see it in the video. Yes, is pores in the tree just break open.
Could you tell me what pollen grains open, or any technical word that could qualify as an answer? Okay, it then passes to the audience. There's a hand up there, right there, and I believe there's also a microphone there. Please pass on the microphone, and there are hands up there. Well, let's try, audience. Yes.
Process of pollination through sporangium.
Well, through sporangium, but it would have been a spread of pollen grains in pines and other such plants, and rather the technical word for this would be called a sulfur shower. If we play the clip again for you, you will see it's sort of a sulfur shower, and pines are exploding. So, well, that's some addition to your knowledge. Team code 3E, your question code R28 on display right now. Yes, if you've seen the clip, ladies and gentlemen, R28 identify these marine organisms that yield chemicals for cosmetics. That yields chemicals for cosmetics. Interesting question. All those who use cosmetics, see where it comes from. All right. Identify these marine organisms that yield chemicals for cosmetics. What is it called? What is this called?
Sea lanterns.
Well, I believe that would not be the correct response. And that would have been red algae. That would have been the right response, red algae. Well, you don't need to worry, that's one of the sources from where cosmetic comes from. There are 100 organic sources as well. Now, there's a bit of a good news. Team code 3F, You had used the word pollen and explosion and shower, and the expert committee says there is a big possibility we could consider their response. So for the previous question, you do get a +5. Congratulations. Sometimes good news comes a little delayed. It's like that happy moment. How many of you have hung a jeans in your hostel or your school time and then later went back and found that 500 rupees kept in that pocket? How many has it ever happened? It gives such a joy, no? So delayed happiness, delayed joys, when they come in life, they are so happy. All right, 2E. Question for you, team code 2E, on display right now. R29, and here's your question. Identify organism that catches the fish as its food. You have to identify the organism that is catching the fish as its food. You have to identify this organism that is catching the fish as its food. Well, it's a very interesting name. It's a very interesting name. What is this organism? 2E, would you like to attempt this or say pass? There is no negative marking, remember that, and there's no harm in taking a risk. No harm, absolutely no harm in taking a risk. Give it a shot. The last round, remember, we'll get to know the top 6 teams. Would you want to try? Pick up your microphone. In slow-mo, I can see the hand going towards the microphone. Now, pick it up as well. Okay, last 5 seconds. If you're trying, 5, audience, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to the audience. Are you still trying? We're going to the audience, right. Audience, there are a number of hands. This entire gallery is just full of hands. All right, let me come directly to you. Okay, there's a hand up there. Okay, I'm running to optimize time. And let's see your response.
It is a jellyfish.
I wish it was a jellyfish. Unfortunately, it's not a jellyfish, but young lady, good try. Remember, you got up in an international quiz and dared to give the answer, and that's what counts. Give her a chocolate. And is there any other hand up? Yes, there is one up here. What's the answer?
Vigilia, Portuguese man of war.
Say the last part again.
Portuguese man of war.
He says the name as Portuguese man of war. How many of you could have even guessed that as the right response? Young man, if I raise your hand, that means you have the right response. He does have the right response, and give him not 1, not 2, but 3 chocolates. The answer was Portuguese man of war. And the last question of this round, after which hopefully we will get to know the top 5 finalists, or top 6 finalists rather. Team code 1D, here is your question on display. Identify the process shown in this clip. Identify the process shown in this clip. And there are hands up there. I can see it. It just fills my heart with joy. Young hands up. And they are so up with the information. They're so adept. They're so thorough with their subject. Identify the process shown in the clip. Audience, no prompting. We know you know the response, and we have a bunch of chocolates for you.
Sir, transpiration.
Come again?
Transpiration.
Unfortunately, not the right response. You can give a microphone here, young lady. And the answer?
Guttation.
Could I get to know your name in school?
Akshat Maheshwari from St. John's Academy, Prayagraj.
All the way from another city. And guttation is the right answer. Give him some chocolates. Good quizzing. And DJ, would you play some nice music for my audience? And the sheet is being collated and compiled, we'll very shortly get to know who are the top 6 finalists. Well, the moment has come, ladies and gentlemen. We are maybe 5 to 10 minutes away from the closure of this very decorated and very celebrated event across the world. But for now, I have a tough task to do. 4 teams have cleared clearly for the finale. Their names are, as I will call their names, they will rise to the occasion. Team code and audience, remember to do a thunderous round of applause. 1A, 2F, 1Q, and 2E. Please rise. They are straight away inching into the finale. But as a quiz master, sometimes I have a tough job to do, which is right now, all of you will sit, and I'll be taking the names of 3 teams that have tied in for 2 places that we have for the finale. And out of those 3, 2 will go into the finale. May I take the names of the teams between whom we have to play the tiebreaker? 3C, 3F, and 1D. Please rise to the occasion. 3C, 3F, and 1D. Is there any team whose name I didn't take? Is there any team whose name I didn't take? Okay. Those teams will join us into the audience. All right. But for now, you can stay on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, 1A, 2F, 1Q, and 2E are advancing into the finale. Clear cut. And we're going to play a tiebreaker between 3C, 3F, and 1D. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of computer for the tiebreaker. It's a buzzer round. Be very careful. Be very careful. Remember, out of 3, 2 have to go. If anybody gives a wrong response, we'll send you or request you to be with us in the audience. Or if you get a right response, remember you will be automatically advancing into the finale. Right? No answer, it remains as a status quo. I believe. Are we ready? With the buzzer in the hand. Are we ready? Ready, ready. 3F, 1D, and 3C. Question code R31 on display right now. Well, which process the video is indicating towards? What is the process towards which this video is indicating? Very simple. Think in simple terms. What is this video indicating towards a certain process in computer? I'm going to drop a massive hint. When the file size is too large, there's a team that has gone for it. It's 3F. Yes, what's your response?
Compression.
File compression is the right response, and they are definitely advancing with us to the finale. And a high five. Happy, happy, happy moment. Please be seated. 3F is going to the finale. Now it's between the 2 of you. Between the 2 of you. Be very, very vigilant. And the question is coming on display right now. R32 is the question code. What technology is applied here? What technology is applied here? No prompting, audience, no prompting. I have a bunch of questions. I'll have to bypass the question otherwise. What technology is applied here? What technology has been applied here? Very simple, extremely simple. Who's going for the buzzer? Nobody. Audience, the question is passing to you. They don't want to take a risk. There's a hand going up there. Very excited to answer this. Give her the microphone.
Is it IoT, Internet of Things?
It is IoT, it is the Internet of Things, and she wins herself a chocolate. Please tell everybody your name. Name and school.
Trisha Verma, CMS Gomti Nagar 1.
All the best. Please clap for her. Ladies and gentlemen, question code R33 on display for the two teams right now. Which cyber threat is demonstrated in this clip? You can see HR policies showing what is the cyber threat being indicated in this clip. Very common. Hint, it's almost everyday government warning you in the newspapers about it. What cyber threat is being displayed in this clip? Come on, you can try. I'm sure you all know the answer. Hint. I have to drop a hint now. Sometimes people go to do this activity on weekend, so that word, when they go with their parents, is lexicologically or in pronunciation, phonetically very close to this word. What internet threat is being spoken about here? Teams, last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I have to go to the audience. Audience, who's trying? Where's the microphone? Please, there is somebody who's gone. Wait. Somebody has attempted. Yes, go for it. It's going to be a make or a break moment. Remember that. Right response takes them to the final. Wrong response also keeps them in the quiz, but as an audience. Yes.
Is it authorization?
Say again.
Authorization.
Auth-
Authorization.
Authorization. It is not authorization. Oh. That means 1D automatically, without responding, advances to the next round. Please clap for them. The process was called phishing. So I will get the list of the finalists and the DJ will play some music and we'll escort very gently the teams, 4 teams back into the audience whose names have not been taken. Remember, either you win or you learn. There is no such word as losing. Either you win or you learn.
Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, even as the music continues to play, please give it up for team code 1A, 2F, 1Q, 2E, 3F, and 1D, who are our top 6 finalists. Playing the buzzer round for top 3 positions. We are 5 questions away from getting to know who takes the crown. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start with the final round in a minute from now.
Certain things you just can't refuse. She wanna ride me like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by ya. You're a sunflower. I think your love would be too much, or you'd be left in the. I hate the beach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And in next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll have complete clarity on who's clinched the title of the quiz verse of Quanta International, the 26th edition. Who will be the one who wins the science quiz? On 9th, we had the wonderful, impeccable mathematics quiz. And right now, we are inching into the finale, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this is a buzzer round. Teams, I hope you're paying attention to this. 1Q, 2E, 1D, 1A, 2F, and 3F. Remember, this is a buzzer round. +5 for a right response, -5 for a wrong response. It's going to be a mixed bag. It's going to be a mixed bag between physics, chemistry, biology, and computer. Teams, are you ready? Teams, are you ready? We are ready. Let's have question code T1. T1 on display right now. And remember, it's a buzzer round. +5 for a right answer, -5 for a wrong answer. The last round of this very celebrated, very decorated quiz by perhaps one of the finest schools in the world, CMS, and particularly CMS's Chowk campus. Question code T1 on display right now. Name the reverse of this phenomena. Name the reverse of this phenomena. Physics. Remember, you have to name the reverse of this phenomena that you see in this clip. Remember, we are into the final moments of this quiz, and this is a buzzer round. And we need top 3 teams, and as soon as we have the top 3 teams, that is the moment we will stop this quiz. It's a very critical, a very crucial moment. One team has gone for it, and let me look at it. I believe it is team code 2E that has gone for it. Please close your buzzer. 2E. What's your answer?
Peltier effect.
It is a very, very crucial juncture in the quiz, my boy. It's a very crucial juncture. We are in the buzzer round, and you took such a big risk at such a big moment. And guess what? You did yourself a favor. Ladies and gentlemen, a +5. The risk paid off, a +5. Question number 2, T2, biology, buzzer round. Name the process observed under the microscope in this clip. Buzzer. Name the process observed under the microscope under this clip. And one team has gone for it, and the team code is, the team that has gone for it is team code 1A. Close your buzzer. Okay, your answer.
X-osmosis.
X-osmosis is not the right response because it is plasmosis, a -5, unfortunately. 1A. The next question, question T3 in the mixed bag round, computer. Very easy question, teams. Which technology enables smartphones to read this code? What is this scanning technology called, or simply what is this code called? One team has gone for the response, which is 2E. Close your buzzer. UPI is not the right answer. I was looking for QR code, a -5. Well, T4, question T4. And here's the thing. Identify the apparatus that is shown in the question. Remember, it is used for drying compounds. One team has gone for it and 1D.
Desiccator.
Desiccator is the right response, a +5. A +5, ladies and gentlemen, a +5. It is a desiccator. Code T5. While I'm looking at the scoring team, as soon as we have clear-cut positions, 1, 2, and 3, remember that's the point, we'll be stopping the quiz. Which process is being conducted in this clip? Which is the process that is being conducted in this clip that you see on screen? Anyone? It's a very simple response. I can see some hands. There's a team that has gone for it, and it is 2F. Close your buzzer.
Electrophoresis.
The technology is such that until one keeps the buzzer on, only that buzzer will go on. Okay? So there could not be a contention. 2F. Somebody else has pressed the buzzer. Please close the buzzer. 2E, please close your buzzer. 2F. Yes.
Electrophoresis.
Well, gel electrophoresis is the right response. A +5. Definitely a hands down +5. Clear cut. Going on to question T6, and the scoring team will tell me as soon as we have clear-cut positions. And remember, we have a bunch of questions. Even if there is a tie, we are ready. It's getting very interesting, very, very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember we are seconds away, perhaps, or maybe minutes away from knowing who's the penultimate winner of this very decorated event. And here's the question code T6. If the magnetic field is vertically downward, then what is the direction of flow of electrons in the conductor AB? I would like to repeat the question. If the magnetic field is vertically downward, then what is the direction of flow of electrons in the conductor AB? Any team going for the buzzer, and we are all eyes. Any team going for the response? Very, very simple. Any team. There's a team 2F that has gone for it. 2F, close the buzzer. What is your response?
B2A.
B2A is the right response, +5. +5. And your teammates supporting you with a huge round of applause. And we are going now to chemistry. Question code T7 in the buzzer on the field right now. What are the monomers in the given polymers? What are the monomers in the given polymers? There's a team that has pressed the buzzer, which is 1Q. Close your buzzer. Please go for it.
Nylon.
Nylon would have not to be accepted as the, or we can. There is a response from the expert committee. We can accept it as the right response. A +5 to team code 1Q. Nylon. Well, inches away perhaps from knowing what is the right juncture where we will be closing this quiz, but we are moving further into this. Do we have clear-cut positions as of now? We don't. And we are continuing further into this alley to find the light at the end of the tunnel, which will be the winner's clear-cut standing. Team code ready, I hope. And question number T8. Here's your question. Listen to the question. Which AI/ML technique helps classify emails into spam and primary? Which AI or machine learning ML technique helps to classify emails into spam or primary? Which folder does the mail go to? What is this technology of artificial intelligence or machine learning called? Any team going for this? Any team? Any team? 1A, 2F, 3F, 1D, 2E, 1Q, one team has gone for it, and which is 1A. 1A has gone for the buzzer. We'll give it to 1A. Close your buzzer. And 1A, your response is?
Binary classification.
Binary classification. It would have not to be accepted as a correct response. Unfortunate, -5. It would have been supervised machine learning classification. Moving on to question code T9, which is biology. T9, biology. Do we have positions, the scorekeepers? Do we have? They've asked us to stop here. That means there is suspense. DJ, would you play some music? This is a suspenseful moment, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm myself very curious to know which team clinches the title away. Please enjoy the music while I'll be back from backstage within next 30 seconds. We have clear-cut positions.
Frightened by
The DJ perhaps had the right song down the algorithm. The DJ through algorithm perhaps plays Where Are You Now? That's what even I'm asking, where are you now? The clear-cut winners, but we have something clear. At least I must announce that. In the 5th place, in this very celebrated quiz, in the science segment of Quanta International, in the 5th place, we have team code 3F. Please rise. 3F. Please give it up for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you can do better. Remember, it's not the end of the quiz. There is more to come. Picture. Abhi. Baki hai mere dost. Okay. You may take your seat. In the 4th place, we have team code 2E. 2E. Please rise. Please clap for them. Now you'll notice I'm not going to position number 3rd, I'm not going to position number 2 because there's a tie there. And until I break that tie, I will not announce who's on position number 1. I'll keep that for the last. There's a tie between team code 1Q and 1D. Will you please rise? 1D and 1... Oh, they're all on both sides and perhaps even wearing the same uniform. There's a tie in the 2nd and 3rd position. 2nd and 3rd position. Whoever gets the right response, remember, clinches the 2nd position. Whoever gives the wrong response automatically takes the 3rd position. So a question for you, and I have a clear-cut winner for the 1st place, which I will not announce right now. I'll keep it for the end. Let's look at the next question. Ladies and gentlemen, a question appearing on the screen right now. Look at this organism. The organisms are seen moving in this clip have their outer covering made up of silica. Identify them. Identify them. Either of you going for this? There is one cue. Wait, you don't answer at such a critical juncture like this. Wait, take a deep breath. Close your buzzer. It's a penultimate moment because it's going to be deciding whether they're going to be taking the 2nd place or the 3rd place. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. No, really take a deep breath. Remember someone that you remember and consider as lucky. Now give the response.
Diatoms.
It is the right answer. They do take the 2nd position in this quiz of Quanta International. Naturally, the 3rd position goes to team code 1D. And ladies and gentlemen, please play the music because the 1st position has been clinched by team code 2F. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to the conclusion of Quanta International's both the round of quizzes 9 and 11. Remember I gave you the keyword 9-11, and our 9-11 was all about world peace, world unity and world harmony. As we say at CMS, this is Hike signing off with the 2 magic words, Jai Jagat. Thank you.
That was a thrilling session. Well done to all our participants, and thank you to Mr. Haik sir for that expertly delivered quiz which kept all of us entertained. Creativity isn't just about what we see on stage or screen. It's about the ideas, teamwork, and passion that makes everything come alive. That's exactly what Behind the Scenes celebrates, the unseen efforts that brings imagination to life. To evaluate and appreciate these brilliant displays of creativity, creativity.
The quiz master, not the BTS. We are first honoring the quiz master.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed quiz master, Mr. Hitesh Keswani. To evaluate and appreciate the brilliant displays of creativity, we are truly honored to have with us two distinguished judges whose work continues to inspire innovation and artistic excellence. Our first judge, Ms. Shagun Verma, leads the digital media and youth engagement strategy, a visionary in connecting creativity with technology. She has empowered countless young minds to think differently and express themselves in impactful ways. We are delighted to have her with us today. Our second judge, Ms. Chandni Mutiani, serves as a creative facilitator in the innovation wing of City Montessori School. Renowned for her innovation spirit and inspiring mentorship, she constantly encourages students to explore, experiment, and create fearlessly. And now we move on to one of the most awaited moments of the day. We are privileged to have with us today respected Mr. Drupal Shah, an expert in robotics and automation, who will be talking to us about a fascinating topic, how robots walk. This session promises to unlock the mechanics, intelligence, and design that helps robots move just like us. Over to you, sir.
Okay, dear children, I think we've been waiting for Sir's presentation. So, can we have some order? Everybody moving around, please take your seats and enjoy the session. It's a very short half-an-hour session, so have fun.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. It was great session in the morning and the quiz. A lot of participants from different parts of India and the world, and the amazing quiz master. And it was great to see so much like kind of students know this many things. When we were students, we don't know like kind of what these things were. It is very good to see the crowd, the energy. Yesterday also we had an amazing number of competitions, like right from the Mars, like kind of moon, Mars, where we need to find the water, and a lot of things. Today is of course the last day, and I am sure you are waiting for the prize and the distribution and ceremony. I will not take too much of time. I would like to have an introduction about how robots walk and what's the science behind. So we are ready, right? Okay, so let's start with the session. And I'm sure I will not bore you. We have lots of videos. We have lots of things where we would like to invite you to the stage also to try a few things like coding or making the robot move and dance maybe, right? So on the screen you see a robot, right? What do you call this? This is a robot made using cardboard, a simple motor, a battery. But will it walk? What do you think? Will this robot walk? Yes, right. And how do you think it will walk? It just has one motor, right? But it walks like kind of as in bipedal, one step forward, one step like kind of at a time, right? That's how it moves. But where the world is moving, where we are seeing like kind of dancing robots, jumping robots, and doing a lot of things, right? And do you know what is the name of this robot? Can anyone attempt? If we have some volunteers where we have
Children,
some mics.
let it be interactive. Children, you should run up and try and attempt answers. There's no -5 for these answers.
Right, this is not a quiz. There's just like kind of to have more interactions, and it will be good for you to have some good knowledge about robotics and what is happening in the technology. And of course, if you are interested in the field of technology, you can pursue the careers in engineering and different fields, right? So, do you know what's the name of this robot? Have you seen the videos, right? I'm sure you watch a lot of videos on YouTube. Can anyone attempt? If we can have some mics in the space. Yeah.
So, Preet, somebody can take the mic from here.
So, a hint is the company name is Boston Dynamics. Do you know the name of this robot? It's Atlas. And do check out, there are a lot of videos and a lot of things where the robot performs right from motion. It can do dance, it can do jump, and of course the purpose of making these robots are to perform certain actions, like kind of work. It can work in industry, or it can work in a warehouse, and maybe after 10 years or maybe 5 years, you will see some of these robots in your home also doing your house course works. And I'm sure you must have seen this robot. How many of you watch IPL? Raise your hands. Have you seen this robot? Yes. What it is? It is a robo-dog, right? And between this and this, which one of you do you think it will be harder to make it move or walk? This one or this? Which will be harder? 4-leg or 2-leg? 4-leg will be harder. Okay. Usually it is like kind of compared to, let's say, animals or humans, right? We say we humans are smarter, and of course we have better brain computation and all. So walking on 2 legs is much more harder as compared to walking on 4 legs. because there is more stability, right? So, and I'm sure you have watched a lot of videos like this on YouTube or social media, wherever. There is a 4-leg robot, but it's performing backflips. It can do stand also, same as your pet dogs, right? So let's go in deep. How does this work? What's the science behind? What's the fundamental things? And how students like you can start learning, and of course you are learning your core curriculums like right from science, mathematics and all. Where does it actually applies in the industry, right? Why is trigonometry there in the 10th grade? Have you ever thought? It is used in real life applications, right? So today, we have some education robots as well, which we will be later doing the hands-on and the demonstration in the session also. And after this, like kind of once you have a lunch break, we will be having an exhibition, an experience zone outside this hall. So what is this? This is also a miniature version of the robot dog, which kids like you can make it in your classrooms or in your activities or projects. And you can have a camera for doing the AI projects and all things. What is this? This is again a miniature humanoid robot which you can do and you can make on your own. Of course, there will be less degree of motions. Degree of freedoms are like kind of the number of joints it has. The earlier robot, like kind of which was jumping, there were a lot of things, a lot of joints. Here we have limited motion. And can you guess which song is this? I'm sure you watch a lot of movies. It's an Indian movie. What's the name of the song? Shrivalli. Okay. The song name is Teri Jhalak Asharfi, right? Can you make the robot dance on these moves? So here's the video. The audio is not coming. Just wait a minute. Till the time they are arranging, let's see and understand this simple robot, right? How many of number of joints can you find? There are 2 joints in the arm. And how many joints in the leg? So there are 2 joints in the leg, same as we have an hip bone, like kind of hip joint, and a knee. But here we have like kind of one for the twisting and one for the leg movement. It doesn't have a knee. So you see, this is a very popular and famous Indian movie where we coded, a student from the school coded this to make it move same like the song, right? And I would like to take a minute to just explain what all things you are doing right now, right? In participating in competitions, preparing for this robots, making it, sometimes breaking it. It doesn't work, it work next time. Sometimes you win, sometimes you doesn't, right? So I would just like to remember my childhood. I also started, same as like you, when we participated in a lot of science exhibitions. In 2007, then we worked in like kind of a lot of, when we entered into university, it was very close to this city, like I was in IIT Kanpur, and we used to, of course, cycle sometimes from Kanpur to Lucknow, as I have good memories with the city. We were part of Boeing competition. Then we used to do a lot of 3D printing in our hostel rooms. And then, right, of course, we were making certain projects, and that's how we started. So why I have this slide particularly is, what you are doing right now is the step towards building your future careers in technology, to become innovators. And this is the right step where you participate and make robots, do different things in your childhood, in your middle schooling, where you build interest about technology, and that's how the thing starts. That's where you spark innovations and creativity skills. So now, let's go into the robotics, and how does a robot move? And what are the fundamentals, right? So what do you think, when we need to make a robot move, what all things we will need to do it? What all skills you will need to do? The hint is you already are doing a lot of things. So the fundamental skills includes like mathematics, physics, biology in form of biomechanics. Of course, you need to code it, you need electronics and all those things additionally. But specifically when we talk about robotics motion, we need to learn and have very strong grip in mathematics. This complete world of AI is actually, at the back end, it's driven by mathematics, computation, right? So that's how it is said. Mathematics is the language of universe. And you need to learn right now in your schooling, which you can actually later use in your high school, in your university grades, and then of course when you pursue your industrial career or research, they can use it. So do it right now. Learn whatever things which are there, right from your trigonometries to algebra to calculus and matrix multiplication, one of the most important thing. When we were in school days, we were not able to understand what is the usage of it. And today you have so much things in form of videos and all, where you can watch and understand and get yourself inspired. So where the mathematics is actually used in robotics, right from calculating the robotic joint motion angles, the links and the lengths, right? There's a specific kind of a size with which people are also making. In the first Atlas robot, right, you saw, it was actually similar size of a human. The ankle was similar to human. The body size, right, the body waist was similar. The head was similar. The arms were similar. So genetically, and since so many thousands of years, humans have evolved such that it is a very optimum size. And the robots also adopt the same. And then, of course, we need to have symmetry and a lot of parts and motion. Even plants have symmetry. This plant doesn't look symmetrical, but there is actually some symmetry in form of leaves, in form of branches, and a lot of roots as well. So these are some of the very fundamental things which you right now study in your classrooms will be later applied to make giant-sized robots or industrial things or AI. Same, the next thing is physics. You learn about mass, you learn about motion, you learn about forces, equations. Those all things are used when you are practically making any project. Yesterday we were seeing a lot of robots which were having like kind of 6-wheel robot, right? In the march competition where you need to find the water and all. Why you have those 6 wheels? Why those linkage arm mechanism, right, which was originally innovated by NASA? All those things were actually getting somehow simulated. A lot of physics and all things happen behind the scenes. And you see the model on the right. That will be a simulation or the physics model of the real thing which you see on the right, this Lola robot. So there is a lot of deep physics and engineering keeps on going. And that is the strength. That's called as the experiential learning, where you can do things right now, learn things, and apply later. Let's see here a funny robot. this looks like kind of as a mini transformer, right? What does a transformer do? It changes shapes, kind of forms, it falls, it stands up. Can you make those things using the things which are available right now? So let's see. This is like kind of a 4-legged robot, which is like kind of very simply and very affordably available. Let's see what happens when it falls and how it falls, right? Now, what will be required to make it stand up again? There, a lot of things goes on physics, momentum transfer, and impact. So let's see how it does, right? It transformed its center of mass from one point to another and given a jerk. Same as like if you want to stand up from your bed, you give a jerk, right, to stand up. Same way the robots also required to be do. But there are physics equations where you need to analyze the mass, motion, and all things. And gravity is one of a very important, gravity plays a very important role in a complete humanoid and walking robotics, right? You see this robot. Of course, this isn't like kind of an illustration, but this robot will not fall even if the center of mass is too much forward from the point on the like kind of the floor where the leg will be, because this is called as dynamic stability. Now, going further into the physics, you learn about physics, like you learn about forces, torques, friction, everything. Those all are very important. When a robot, let's say, holds something, when a robot moves on leg, there is, so here's a small quiz. How you walk, which of the force is very important when you walk? Friction, right? Correct answer. So, we study it. Why? To get marks? No. There's something more for it. And same for anything, everything which you learn. There's a purpose beyond marks, examinations. And you can make those things have those strong fundamentals. Same as when we grip something, right? If I hold this mouse, I'm not giving force. This is actually because of friction, again. So same how, when we need to make humanoid robots, we need to have these things. Same as, like, for actuators, but how does robot do this? And how do you code it? You do simulations, and you do a lot of, like, backend analysis to plan the next action. Next is how the biology is related to this. So the biology is related in form of biomechanics. Humans have evolved so much, and we have so many things with which every angle of our motion is like so much optimum that when you walk, the model actually works so well, so much optimized, our energy is conserved, right? And that's how we can do a lot of things. But how do this transforms for robots? How a robot can learn? So they learn by simulations. They learn by processing it, trial and error, right? It's same as how a kid starts learning walking. Every kid falls. Even when you learn cycling, right? It's also a process. You fall. So in robotics, they do a lot of simulations, a lot of kind of processes which they do where they simulate the system and then they do the walking. Now, I hope I have not bored much yet. And now we will do some practicals. And I would need 2 volunteers from the crowd. Like just we will do certain practicals and you will have some fun making those robots. Yeah, we have 2 volunteers. Yeah, just come on the stage. Hello. Yeah. So let's see, and let's switch the camera on this robots. Yes. Can we switch the screen to the robots on the stage? So we have few robots. We have one humanoid, we have a four-legged robot, we have a dog as well, a robot-dog. And let's try to code it. And I'm sure in your schooling, you learn about like Scratch, block-based coding, right from your 6th grade, or in some schools like in 8th grade, you learn about Python. Can we switch the camera? Okay, fine. So we will be like kind of, let me go there. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Here, yeah. So we have this robots, right? And it's waving hi to you. So how does, so of course we watch and see a lot of things where we have like kind of robots performing dance and all, but can you do it? Yes, you can. So we have like 2 volunteers. May I have your good name? SN, and yours? Labra. Okay, thank you. So we have this robot, and let's perform some action. I have my colleague, Suman. She will be performing like kind of, yeah. Can we have the focus from this camera? Yeah, no, this side is fine, because it will be obstructing the camera. Yeah. So we have this code. Yeah. So same as like kind of block-based coding you do, right? So here, when he presses the command, this robot is doing the pre-coded action right now. Yeah. So it's waving the hand. And now can you press A? Yeah. It's performing a dance step for a robot. And yeah. So that's how like kind of you all can do it, but can you make it walk? Let's see how it walks, right? It's walking with its baby steps. You can see it's moving forward, very small step at a time, but if you code it well, you can actually make it like kind of as an a cartoonish motion where the walk is happening, right? Yeah. So this is for the humanoid, and there are a lot of things with which you can try it, you can make your own things. Now let's go to, but as we mentioned, 2 leg is complex, 4 legs is easier. Let's see here. Okay, fine. So let me just give a brief like kind of demo how it works. And right now we have, of course, pre-coded it. So it's moving forward, it's going backward, right? And it's saying hi to you, right? This is also performing some dance moves, like a crab, right? So now let's try it hands-on. So this is the ideal position, right? It's like kind of standing, and now, yeah. It's turning, right? You see? It turns. So that's how you see a crab, right? A crab moves around, do different things. So this is also a robot which is walking, right? So the same actions which we saw earlier, now you are doing it, and you can code it. But like, try to move it forward, right? It's moving forward. Okay. Try and move it backward. right? Okay. But yeah, yeah. You can just play it with afterwards our presentation, right? Yeah. So, but right now, you just played with this. But if you want to make it, what do you think? And everyone, to really, if you want to do it, what all things you wanted, you will have to do it. Coding, of course, comes, but that is the last step. And of course, you have coding in your school, but to make this things, the core fundamentals, what I was telling, right, I presented, you need to have, where do you see the mathematics will be used here? Where the physics and where the motion or the will be have to required? You can also try. Sorry? Okay, in the legs, right? Yeah. And suppose if we make this link, yeah, long, what will happen? Like if I make this, like this big, and if I keep this small, what will happen? What do you think?
I think it's gonna fall.
It's gonna fall?
I think it's gonna fall, yeah.
Okay. And how can you relate it with some of the concepts?
Because like this, its whole mass is distributed, but if its legs will be long, then one of the half of its center of mass will move forward, something like that maybe.
Not necessarily, because major portion of the mass is distributed around the center. Okay, so these are like kind of, you can try of course with the hit and trial method, but when you do the link length long, of course it can move faster, right? To make it move faster, you can try it. But with more speed, there is more risk, right? Same as in your car, right? When you move faster, there are more risk. But you will need it. So then you will need higher torque motors to make that motion forward, right? So everything is related. It's not only coding. Coding, of course, comes at the last. That is also very important. First, the base structure is built, then the computation, and then, of course, as you go forward, AI and everything will come, how the systems learn themselves. And now, of course, like in MIT and a lot of research is happening where we see like kind of robots are learning themselves how to walk, how to stand. Right now, we are talking about coding it, but they code it, and so mentioned about like kind of supervised learning. There is a lot of things like kind of those things also used to be in 2015s. Now everyone is talking about Gen AI. But Gen AI is not limited just to ChatGPT or generating answers or images. In future, in next 3 years, I'm sure there will be models where the physical systems will also be available. Just type it. You just type it, make this robot move, and you of course give up parameters and all, and there will be automated tools with which they will be walking. And that's what is happening across the world, right? A lot of research is happening. And then we saw these two things. Now, let's try this. Someone, can you connect from there? So we right now control it with hands, right, with button keys. It was too manual. We did what we would have been doing this in early 2000s, right? Okay, it's connected. And now, let's try giving some voice commands to it. Will that work? Good question. And can you make it work? Okay, so the laptop is there. And can you go there and see? So the name of this cute little robot dog is Leo. And say, Leo stand.
To the laptop?
Yeah.
Leo stand.
It doesn't work? Okay. Just wait a minute. So this thing happens, right?
Maybe it's not detecting my voice.
No. Just wait a minute. Leo stand. So for any systems, right, we need to initialize it. So let's initialize it. And now, let's say Leo stand, Leo sit down, so here, let's try Leo sit down, and let's say Leo stand, right? Leo move forward. Let's not code it right now. Let's just try it. Can it move back? It's of course not doing the right things. It is built by a 12th grade student. This robot is completely built by a 12th grade student, right? Same as you. That's why it's fine not to be having perfect or the things which we see in videos, right? But that's the starting point where you start learning, making, and applying things. It may not work in the first attempt, right? But that's how you start. That's how you start kind of like applying the things which you see in your real world and like kind of the things which you learn in books. And thank you for volunteering. Right. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, thank you. So we saw the robot, right? The same robot, we can try coding it and following a ball, right? That's how the like kind of people who have pets, they try playing with it, right? Same way, like kind of you see this robot being coded and be given to some a kid in Bangalore, and he coded this. So now let's see what is happening around the world, right? A lot of countries where we see things are like kind of they are developing robots and doing a lot of like kind of things for good. So let's see.
Dance in perfect sync with human dancers. And I'm not talking about some basic robot movements here. These robots were wearing traditional northeastern Chinese floral jackets, twirling handkerchiefs, and moving with the kind of grace that would make most human dancers jealous. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
So this is simulation.
Unitree isn't just stopping there. They've now unveiled their G1 robot, which they're boldly claiming is the smoothest humanoid robot we've seen yet. And after watching what their H1 robots can do on stage, I've got to say, when Unitree makes a claim like this, we should probably pay attention. They're clearly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in robotics. Let me geek out about the tech for a minute, because this is where it gets really interesting. These Unitree robots are basically technological masterpieces. They've got this AI system that lets them understand music in real time. Yeah, you heard that right. They're not just following pre-programmed moves, they're actually responding to the music as it plays.
Yeah. But with the technology, it's very important how to use it and where to use it. Can you use these technologies for war? And a lot of unfortunate things are happening right now across different parts of the world, right? So there's the motto of this school, the CMS, and everywhere you see, let there be peace. And that's fall everything under called the ethical use of AI and technology. Whichever parts where we do it, we have to be very vigilant so that the humanity gets prevailed. Right? It's not for the downside, it has to be for the good use. And you all have to be very particular because you will be the torchbearers for the next generation, the next decade, like kind of, right? Where you will be starting your industrial careers and all. You would be making a lot of things, but be wise. What you learn has to be for the good. And that's where we do a lot of things, and we are on a vision where we want to transform the lives of 100 million young kids to become innovators, to become creators, to become the problem solvers, and we do a lot of programs. And let's see a brief look on what all things students are doing in the classrooms across different parts of the world. Here on the left top, you see a student from Bangladesh. Then this girl's made recycle bot. They are from Algeria. And then there's a you see kind of, right? A Batman kind of robot. Yeah, on the left bottom. These kids are, again, from Iraq. They are building a robot which can communicate with kids. Kids love Batman. So the robot also, they fetch it, and they talk with it. And on the right bottom, you see a robot. This was made for a grass cutting in forest. This was, again, I think, from Bangladesh. And the robot on the right, this is a full humanoid-sized robot which is built by students from Thiruvananthapuram in India, where they build like kind of the robot to talk, the robot to do like kind of simple things which are right now can be done at a reception counter, but they are still working since last 1.5 years for this. Of course, in a lot of schools where we do work, a lot of schools are using these things to celebrate the culture and the technology also. This girl is from Nepal. There they have trained the model using AI and to detect the fingers, and the same thing the robot do it, as in bioarm. They are using the NLP to detect the the transcript, and the robot can do the actions. That's all from my side. Thank you, and Jai Jagat. You can experience this all things yourself again and at the entrance of this hall. And of course, you can try, and I'm sure a lot of students have already played the Robo Soccer, right? We have some tournaments going on. There you can try it after this. Thank you. Best of luck to everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for that eye-opening and engaging session. We have gained a whole new knowledge for robotics today. Now, with that, we come to the ends of today's session, and now we would like to invite you near to the principal ma'am for the appreciation. Audience, can we have a huge round of applause? For the lunch. Only the outstation participants to move for the lunch in the dining hall. I repeat, only the outstation participants to move in the dining hall for the lunch. Thank you.
It is a request from the STEMpedia team for everyone to go behind the hall and enjoy the experience. Everyone present in the auditorium, it's a request from the STEMpedia team to go and enjoy the experiences that are arranged for you. Thank you.